everyone, Lauren Culp here, publisher and CEO at CUInsight.com, and I am back again bringing you a 3 questions video interview with one of our great partners over at CRMNEXT. We're super excited about this conversation, and joining me is Bryner, the Senior Product Consultant at CRMNEXT. We're going to be talking about new loan leads, about CRMs. It's a lot of exciting stuff, really, really critical for credit unions. So Jared, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Well, let's just dive right in. I'm excited to talk to you about this because I know credit unions are really needing loans. Credit unions
Sure.
That's a critical part of what they do. How do credit unions track some of those new loan leads, and what kind of issues come along with tracking those loan leads?
You know, that's a great question, Lauren. It's actually been something in the industry that's been very difficult to track. Overall, it's not something that a lot of financial institutions have in place at the current time. So being able to actually track a referral or a lead and actually take action on those has probably been a big downfall in the industry. And that's it's been pretty unfortunate because it kind of requires that the marketing department really up their capabilities to create those new leads and make sure that they actually get acted upon and some of those come to fruition.
So as that happens, I know you mentioned the marketing department. A lot of times there's some maybe synergy between marketing and lending or marketing operations. How do credit unions then try to solve for this problem? And do those solutions work long-term, or if not, why don't they work long-term?
Yeah, another great question. You know, it's one of those things where I think that, you know, I spent 18 years in the industry, in the credit union industry, working in lending. And so it really was kind of a moving target. We really tried to focus on how could we solve the problem. So we would come up with, you know, short of a Post-it note being passed on, and did that Post-it note get lost? Did it ever get followed up on? And so we tried to come up with, you know, Excel spreadsheets. We tried to move to like a Google Sheets, trying to make sure that as people were to get these referrals and leads, that were they acted upon? Did they actually call the people? Was there any follow through that took place? And it really became difficult just because there was really hard times trying to track the accountability of it. Did it really even work? And so, you know, as you mentioned, long term, it just didn't seem to really pan out with a lot of success, just because due to that lack of accountability and lack of knowing who was actually handling those, that really became a difficulty trying to figure out what was the best way to track those and make sure that they were actually being acted upon.
I actually spent a number of years in commercial lending myself at the credit union that I worked at first, and I am very familiar with the Post-it note strategy.
Yeah.
With lots of Post-it notes, but then sometimes it's an email and sometimes it's a message on the internal messaging system. So I can imagine that there are a lot of challenges too with that, and have experienced those. So you're coming from CRMNEXT. Obviously, you're in support of CRMs. Tell us a little bit about how that process can be better with a really good CRM like the one that you all offer at CRMNEXT.
Yeah, that's excellent. So, and again, you make a great point. Those emails, the Post-it notes, the messaging, you know, that's where really a good CRM sets itself apart. It's just having the ability to watch those incoming leads and referrals and making sure they get put into the right hands. You know, it's kind of an unfortunate thing in the industry. We, as soon as a member opens a new account, we assign them an account number. And with that account number, we want to make them feel more than just a number. So we want to make sure that they're getting that true follow-up and they're getting a personalized service. So really, by having an ideal CRM and making sure that it works. So when you see a referral come through, you can actually track the status of it. There's follow through on both ends. The person who sent the referral can actually see the statusing of it. And the person that received it can also see and receive reminders. And, you know, here at CRMNEXT, it's a great product as far as the capabilities to really make sure that the people get what they're looking for. It's a true CRM designed by those who've worked in the industry and really tailored for this space. And so it really works wonders in just making sure that the person where the lead ends, that they actually get followed up on and satisfied and taken care of in a way that makes them feel like they're valued by the credit union and really enhances the experience to make them want to come back to do more business.
Absolutely. That's such a good point too. And I think even looking at the sort of bird's eye view from the credit union, it's got to be so valuable to be able to say, okay, here's the data that we have. It's showing how many of these are followed up on, showing what's happening with all of these different new loan leads or new members. So as we wrap up the conversation, I'm curious from your thoughts, any final asks of our listeners, final thoughts that you have for the audience today?
I'll maybe leave you with some parting words. I think in the industry, it's pretty well known that probably 50% of all leads get dropped on the floor, which means they're never serviced, they're never acted upon. So really creating something and putting something into place for your credit union that would really enhance that experience and making sure that your members get taken care of is ideal. Again, I just can't say it enough that how important it is that as we go through this, it's vital that members have that good experience. They're looking to be taken care of. They're looking to feel like they're more than just a number. And ideally, it's just, we really need to make sure that, it's like news. If we don't act upon it, it's old, or it's like a banana. It goes bad fast. And so truly, we just need to make sure that, within the space, when we receive those referrals and leads, they're acted upon, which kind of just really enhances that experience and makes sure that they feel valued and that they're actually getting what they're looking for. And that's probably my biggest parting words. But again, we would love to talk to you guys here. I'd love to leave a link for you to CRMNEXT and really kind of go over the benefits that we can provide to credit unions and really tailor to their needs.
Amazing. Well, I know CRMNEXT has been a great partner of CUInsight. We've loved all the work that you all do in support of credit unions, the Right on the Money contest, and all of the other things that you all offer. So we're big fans of CRMNEXT. We will put that link to reach out to Jared and his team at CRMNEXT for all of our audience today. So feel free to click that in the post here. It has been so great talking to you, though, Jared. Thanks so much for spending some time with us today.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time, and thanks for having me, Lauren.
Awesome. Thanks. We'll take care to all of our viewers, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.